diploma hanging on my neck. The bracelet matches a set. My brother name is Tina Dollar. Stop all that back and forth over the net. My mama wish I would've went corporate. She wish I would've went exec. I still turn to a CEO, so the lifestyle she respect. Hey, 2 sprints to Quebec.
Welcome back to another edition of the Sea Talk Podcast. We'll do a little quick live little thing here, mainly because it goes in. I've talked about that. It just goes into your AI very quickly. Man, what a show my guy Steph Curry put on. If you do not know, I'm a huge Hawks fan. You see the A on the hat. Born and raised in Atlanta, but Steph is my guy. I am a Steph Curry fan. And even if it was for one night only, we were able to reminisce about his greatness and what he is and what he's been for this league, which I think is just unbelievable. I think, if you're of a certain age, I wonder, like Steph and I are the same age. And so I got to see him, be at Davidson the same time I'm at Indiana playing baseball, and then you watch him kind of grow into the league and the competitiveness, the battles against LeBron, getting through the Clippers and the Spurs in the West there with Chris Paul and Tim Duncan, and then getting to the mountaintop, and then really changing the game of basketball with the way that he shoots the basketball. There's just so much to say, right? But for me as a fan, it feels so good to still be able to have some of these moments. We're just going to watch a little bit of this. So I'm recording this on Friday before they play the Suns, and that gets tricky. Like, do they want to beat the Suns? Which, maybe. You got to go then play OKC, which I feel like we all think, barring a very unforeseen thing happening to OKC, that the Warriors would lose in 4, I think. But again, I think for one night only, how fun was it to watch Steph just be Steph Curry? And then that gets you to that place of, like, the Warriors, you feel like they've really wasted. I know they win in 22, but it just feels like they've wasted these last 4 or 5 years of Steph's career here, when he's clearly still a top 10 guy, clearly still must-see TV, box office, whatever you want to say. He is still that dude. And I think, again, as a fan, you just want him to have one more opportunity to do what he does, and that's be great. So, yeah, I mean, gosh, that when he hit that step back there over Brook Lopez, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, he's in a different place. Great screen by Draymond there. But when he starts kind of hunting, I feel like he starts to hit that mid-range or take that mid-range and then just steps into this one. I mean, the Warriors are, with him on the court, they are a top 5 offense. With Steph off the court or not, whatever, they are a bottom 5 offense. And that should tell you everything there is to know about where the Warriors are and why they've had such a struggle these past few years. They don't have enough guys that can create, but if you have him, and I do wonder if Jimmy Butler stays healthy, what happens. It felt like they were getting to that place where they were starting to kind of hit a nice groove. Melton came back. I feel like Melton's a perfect 15, 20 minute a game guy. He looked really good maybe a month or so ago, and now feels, I don't know if he's hit a wall or he's injured or something like that, but he's not looked the same that he did about a month or so ago. But yeah, I mean, you just need a few other creators, a few other ball handlers, and people that can go get their own shot. That's the thing that the Warriors have really, really missed here. So, and here's the one that will be on the montage of the career. I mean, just sidestep, fading into the crowd over a 7-footer. Brook Lopez keeps his hand up. He's like, how did he hit that? There's nothing like him, man. There really isn't. There is nothing like Steph Curry doing Steph Curry things. That shot is insane. And he's such a entertainer, right? He does the thing with the crowd. He asks the guy, and then he falls into, did he hit the shot? No, and then he hit it. It's just he and LeBron really understand how to they really understand how to be superstars. I feel like some of the young guys, I feel like Ant does a little bit, but obviously it's a game and there's competitiveness, but it's a show too, and there's got to be this show aspect for us to gravitate towards you. And I think that's why so many of us are gravitated towards Steph and LeBron. Obviously the age thing too, right? I think when you start to age out, I still love the game, but the players, I don't have the same affinity to the players, right? Just because I'm older. So, but again, fun. As I said, if it's only for one night only, it was still fun. So, yeah, we'll see what happens tonight. Like I said, I'm recording this on Friday here before the last play-in games, Hornets, Magic, Warriors, and Suns. I think the Hornets win. I think the Magic are done. I think that team is just they're a mess. And also, let me say this quickly about the Magic, or just about basketball in general. Paolo can't shoot, but he can score. And he's your best player. With all that, why are you having him start so far from the basket? I know everyone plays the same way, and we do these, everyone's playing high pick and roll. You're trying to get your best athletes downhill, and you want corner threes and all this stuff, get the movement going. I get it. Get the analytics, get whatever. But at some point, you got to also just play basketball, right? You got to play to your strengths. To me, Paolo 15 feet and in is a handful. And he's got pretty good touch. So if you're closer in, right, you're going to get the benefit of the doubt. Kind of like Bam does. You get the benefit of the doubt of having good touch sometimes, even when you're not a good shooter. The idea that the Magic start their offense so far away from the basket when clearly, and even Franz, right, not a natural shooter, especially from three. I mean, the fact that they don't run some sort of motion, or I even said, like, on Threads, follow your boy on Threads, at StMac, I said run the triangle. I mean, if you had the way Paolo and Franz can pass, but getting them in like the high, like really kind of the mid post, if you would, and then they can just play out of that. Then you've got movement off of like where how the pass goes in, things like that. You've got shooters on the other side. The spacing would be there. Make the game easy. But everybody's trying to like dribble combo from the top of the key or the wing with a screen. It's like, but you can't shoot. So all I got to do is go under the screen. We're just going to wall you off. And then now you can keep doing all the bullshit, but we don't have to go anywhere. And for you to then get downhill, it's so hard. You've got to be perfect with your handle, which he and Franz have an okay handle, but they're not great with it, right? So then if they do make a pretty good combo, you still got to get downhill. You got to take the contact. Or not. Playoff basketball is so different. You're not calling, marginal contact. And so then you got to go through somebody to go score. Why make the game so difficult? But that's, I guess I'm old, right? Since I'm a millennial. Yes, I do, but it's stupid to keep playing that same way and then losing and not utilizing your best players to the best of their ability. Quickly, Hawks Knicks. It's Hawks in 6, right? I wrote an article, should subscribe to my Substack, about the ghost of Trae Young and everything that Trae represented for this rivalry. I think it's great that the Hawks and Knicks are still playing. I hope that within this, I hope you'll get some moments here. I'm curious, Jalen Johnson now being the guy, like, how is he going to fare? How is he going to do with being the person that everyone's kind of going to go after here. I'm also curious. I love what Quinn Snyder had a ton to say after their practice the other day, but really talked about like what CJ McCollum's been to the team, and he's been amazing. And I hope the Hawks, find a way to bring him back. Let's see, 34 now, so I think a 2-year deal would be great for CJ to stay in Atlanta and really be he's obviously playing the 6-man role, right? So that Nickeil can start, but he's a starter. He's a high level starter, but he's a high level scorer. More importantly, right? He's a guy that in any situation can go get you a bucket, whether it's a three, a mid range, lay in, floater. He's got the whole package. And he's a consummate professional, man. I've been so blown away by the professionalism to kind of bounce around, to know that you're that good especially from an offensive perspective, and to bounce around the way that he has. It's really impressive and just a testament to who he is as a person. And so thankful that he's on my team now and helping us. And I think, like I said, Hawks in 6, man. The tough thing is the Hawks got to rebound. So that's going to be difficult. But I think, listen, just staying in front of Cat, if Cat wants to try to get his game off and shoot 30 times, like, do you, boo-boo? Because I would rather Cat take 30 shots than Brunson take 30 shots. And if Cat feels like, oh, I got the advantage because I got Mogay on me, or I got Oneka on me, like, cool. Go, he's gonna have a size advantage. That's awesome. But I feel like that's gonna change the offense for the Knicks. I would rather. And it also is going to stall out those other guys. Now, Cat's a pretty good passer when he wants to be but if Cat's catching the ball at the top of the key and then driving or doing all the Cat stuff, like, I'll take that. I'll take that all day. The tough thing is you got to keep him, Mitchell Robinson, Josh Hart off the offensive glass. OG as well. You got to keep them off the glass. They're going to have a size advantage. Not at the wing position, right? The Hawks are pretty long. Everyone's 6'6" to 6'8", but everyone really outside of CJ is. So yeah, we'll see. But like I said, I think the motion offense, I think you can get Cat in foul trouble. We're gonna see if Josh Hart can keep hitting threes. We'll test that out. If he hits 4 threes a game, cool. Like, you gotta win the series. But I'll take my chances with him having to shoot like 8 or 9 a game. So. We'll see though. Hawks in 6. All right, I'll do one sports tech story. I saw this the other day, and then I found this. I like the video of this, so I'm going to play this for you all. There is a new. Actually, let me read this real quick. Make sure I get this all correct. Yeah, there's a kind of a new company. I say newer company. They've been around for a little bit. They just received additional funding for their AI. It's called Pong Bot. Let's watch this video because I actually think this is pretty cool technology here around racket sports, which is obviously growing from the paddle racquetball. I hate sometimes when they have to do it. All right, so yeah, essentially it's this AI, um, long tennis machine, right? So you can customize it, whatever you're trying to work on. It essentially then sees the court, as the video shows here, that it's going to hit you shots based on what you're working on. Areas you've got a sensor on your racket there. It syncs up to the AI, and it starts to grade you. Super cool. I love the invasiveness of just like having a sensor in the racket, and then obviously the machine itself being able to work with AI. coach. I mean, it's expensive to have a coach out there. I go to this park in kind of towards like towards the beach, San Monica area. There's so many people out there, and because the courts are so jam packed, one coach to like 6 people. And so how cool would it be if you're able to have this and be able to work on different shots? Now, that's always a hard thing too. Like you're like, man, I want to go hit somebody. I need this. I need someone to make this for base so that I can go outside. But as a catcher, because sometimes you just want to go throw. Sometimes you just want to go hit. That's why basketball is so cool. Really cool here. Since I didn't share it, let's go back over that. There you go. On that. Yeah, here's the custom. You can like do drills, customize it, maybe, and kind of sees the court, and it shows you where you're trying to hit it. There's a sensor and racket there. And you can kind of change it up, change what the spin looks like. Really cool to be able to have this type of technology. Great use of AI here, which I believe is why we received additional funding. So shout out to quick little blurby on Friday. If you're going to weekend to Coachella, have fun. We'll be in Coachella. And we had Chad Wilton of the P Conference on. We had code ATL if you're still not signed up for the P Conference. Go to my LinkedIn. I'll post it again a couple times over the weekend for anyone that's not signed up. But it's a great conference for sports and tech space to kind of connect and see some of the new innovations that are out there. As always, Sports Tech Atlanta, we are a sports companies connecting to fundraising, helping people leagues, team organizations, also work with leagues and teams. If you're in need of a sports technology solution, or just looking to kind of connect across sports and technology, we'd love to hear from you. You can reach out to me at STMAC and all the socials or info at sports technology. And continue to rate, subscribe at the Seats Podcast. We are all over the place. We like to say, we want to meet you where you where you are. So, Substack, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Threads, Twitter, yada yada yada. So, got newsletter as well at Sports Tech Atlanta. Just click our blog, and you'll see the blog and continue to rate, subscribe.